everybody. We are going to be going over the assets module and truck checks in First Due. This is something that we're going to be testing out over the coming months. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to navigate over to our assets bar. This is if you're on a computer. If you're on your phone, you'll see something that says Apparatus Overview. Same thing. You're going to click on Apparatus Overview, and you can, from here, navigate through the trucks. You have a full overview of the entire fleet, or if you're looking for a specific truck that you can't find, you can go to that truck specific. For today, we're going to be utilizing 903. I have 903 and 912 built out currently. As you can see at the top, you can see the overview. You can see the current odometer hours, current engine hours, the last truck check that was completed. This is in its infancy stage, so we've used this a couple of times, but that is why the truck check hasn't been done. We're still operating on paper. So what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down to checklist. Here at the top, you'll see checklist history. You can see this is the checklist I completed shortly after I built this out. You can view the checklist or you can print it. You can go to incomplete checklist. So let's say you're checking a truck off and you get a call or you can't complete it for some reason. First Due will time itself out. You can go here to resume check if you need to. Or what most of you are going to do is you're going to do start check. Now you see here we have on demand. What that means is you can check off the truck as many times as you want to. It's not set to a specific day of the week. If it was, if somebody was working on getting checked off on a truck, then they would be, hold on, let me disconnect my phone so you don't keep getting notifications. So you can check off the truck any day of the week that you would like to. That way you're not hemmed up to only doing it one day a week. You can come here and do it. If we wanted to check the truck off 10 times on the same day, we could do that. What we're going to do here is we're going to go to start check. You'll see we have required items, and then we have some that are not required, such as DEF. The reason that is a truck like 903 doesn't have DEF, so you can leave that empty, or if you'd like to, just hit full. It doesn't matter. Just don't hit empty, 3/4 or half, and I'll talk about why in just a second. You'll see at the top we have joined users. So what we can do is, you see I'm in it right now. What we can do is we are able to have multiple people checking off one truck at the same time. Go to current odometer, right? So we're going to put in, you see at the bottom we have our last value. So that's what it was the last time the truck was checked off. So I'll just put in here 29,243. So 29,244. You'll see if we put a value that is less than what the previous was, it's going to trigger a warning to us. So let's say I did 2060 for this one. See, it says value must be greater than last value. What we need to do is make sure that we get our value right. Fuel. So this is a required item. Reason being, if you go to full, it doesn't trigger anything. If you go to 3/4, it doesn't trigger anything. Once it's below 3/4 and you hit half, that is when it triggers a work order. Now, a work order then goes to the officers. So what you're going to do, you only have one selection. You're going to click apparatus and maintenance. For ETA, just put the day of the week that you're completing that check on. You're going to have to toggle down here to description, and you would just put something like fuel low. and hit save. And what that does is that then submits a work order to the officers. That way we're able to take our cards and go get some fuel in the trucks. Oil level, transmission fluid, coolant. These are all required items for all of these trucks. And what I can do, let's say I don't want to continue looking at this, I can just hit that box and it'll go away. Now, let's say I'm working on a truck and I don't want to continue, I don't want to have to select each box every single time, right? I can come here, just hit the check at the top and it'll pass all. Now, with that being said, please be mindful that we need to make sure we are, doing the full check in its entirety properly. The one thing it will not allow you to do is where you have a value that you have to select. Same thing with water tank level. So if a truck gets, I need to update this, if a truck is below full on the water, and for some reason you are not able to fill it, it will trigger a work order. And I'll fix that so that it says 3/4. But if for some reason you are, let's say you're working to get checked off on a truck, you've never drove it, you don't, can't pull it around to a hydrant to fill it, that's when you would create that work order. That way we know, hey, somebody needs to get up there rather soon to put fuel or to put water back in the truck. Okay. One thing I didn't mention, we have remarks here. So let's say that you pass something and it's not creating a work order, but water tank level is not a good. Let's go to the motor. Let's say oil level. Okay, so let's say we have to add oil to a truck, right? We wouldn't necessarily fail it unless we saw a big oil leak, but you may put something in like added 1 quart of oil. Okay, we'll be able to see those remarks to kind of keep track. Okay, we're having to add a quart of oil every time we check this truck off. Same thing here. Nothing too crazy there. So we get to our cab, you'll see what we have over here is our quantity, right? I don't have a way to get rid of this, but you have the ability to come in and change the quantity to 3 or whatever you want. Now, what it's going to do is when you get finished, it's going to say your quantity is below the minimum. So if it says that, then you know, hey, maybe I bumped it, whatever. Please try to avoid changing the quantity. If something is missing, then fail it. Don't change the quantity, just fail it, okay? That way, we're able to try and track down that item. Nothing too crazy. So you'll see what we have is, it's called non-grouped equipment, meaning it's just not in a kit currently. These will not be in a kit. 903, the air packs and the bottles will be in a kit. So you see it has another check. It will open up a box. You'll hit start check. And then it'll ask the same questions that our current ones do when you're checking off air packs. And the same thing, you're going to make sure all the air packs are there. Good to go, cool. And then I'm going to submit that once it's complete. It's going to ask for a signature. You'll sign, hit save. And then that check is submitted and you're going to pass that kit. Go back up to the top, check all my boxes. Cool. So it's the same thing for all of these. The other way that you can do that kit is you can come to nested checklists. So you'll see 2. You'll see one for the bottles, one for the air packs. And I will show you the bottles as well. So we scroll down again to non-grouped asset kit. We're going to start that kit. Okay, all of our bottles at 4,500 PSI, right? Let's say they all are, and they're all there. We're going to check them all, close that out. All of our bottles are at 4,500 PSI. If you fail one, okay, I got to build out a work order type for that. So what you would do if you fail it and you don't know how to fill the bottles, you would create that work order, submit. It'll save your signature, so you just have to resave it, and you'll pass it. So if you don't know how to fill a bottle, fail it on that item, and that way we know, hey, we need to come in and fill this bottle, so that we can try and get that done. If you know how to fill the bottle, by all means, fill it. We're not telling you to not do it. And if you do fill it, just add a remark in. So let's say, let me go back down here to it. To go to my nested checks because it's already completed. So if I come down here, let's say I need to fill bottle 103, right? I just go ahead and fill it, no harm, no foul. I'm going to just put in the remarks, maybe bottle at 4,000 PSI, right? That way we're able to track, hey, is this bottle, is it low every time, excuse me, somebody goes to check it off, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, same thing for the rest of the truck. Nothing too crazy. Actually, I'll go ahead and give all these a thumbs up. That is the only nested checks that we have. Check all of my boxes here. Okay, so once I've completed everything, I go through, see all my required items have been checked. All right, I'm good to go. I'm happy with the truck check. I will then submit it. I will hit save, and it will show checklist submitted. Now, let's say I submit a work order. I can go to dashboard. I can see overall checks. There's none due today because everything is on demand. I can see, hey, 909, 904. These checks are not completed, so please don't go in and, well, you can go in and mess with it. That's fine. But on your side, you'll see work orders. You'll see all the completed work orders, everything that's been completed, and it's a little different. So for the officer, he'll be able to just drag and play this to in progress or back to submitted or to complete, right? So you won't have the ability if you're, not one of the officers. That way we can keep track. So please go mess around with this. Give us your feedback because this is not set in stone. This is something new that we're just going to try out. We want to get all the feedback that we can, so please check these trucks off to the best of your ability. I believe I may have 907 completed as well. Let me see. I'm working on 909 today. 907 may be completed, a completed checklist. Let me see, checklist history. Gabe's checked it off. Let's view it. Fuel, transmission, pump, water tank level, drain air tanks. Okay, so I need to add the air packs on 907 still, but you can still go and check, you can check it, any of these trucks off. Just 903 and 912 are the most complete ones. With the air pack kits and stuff built out for them. But you can do it with any of them. So please give us your feedback. We want to hear from, the guys that are going to be using it every day. And let us know what you think about it, what you like, what you don't like, um, and that sort of deal. All right, thanks.